Okay, says we are live. Hopefully that is all good. Happy Wednesday. Happy pre-turkey day. Happy Thanksgiving, because I probably won't see you tomorrow. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Just sort of happy, happy midweek. And also happy almost the end of the month because we are there. We have like what, 5 days left? Um, so hooray. Also, I have put up the poll. So the poll today is, how are you dealing with the big bad evil guy or gal or entity or company? How are you dealing with the big bad evil? Are you having the main character defeat the big bad evil in your current work in progress? Or is the big bad evil going to slip away for this particular book? Or was the big bad evil, in fact, actually a red herring and not the big bad evil? Or is your main character still dealing with minor baddies and won't reach the big bad until later? So I guess that's the question of, and you don't have to tell me what you answered if you don't want spoilers, because the poll is anonymous. We'll just have numbers. We won't necessarily know who answered what, unless we all answer one thing, in which case we might have a clue as to what we're doing. Esty Houston, hello. Made friends with the like button. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. How are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. Mom May is here. Hello, lovelies. Hello. Welcome. How's the weather in Colorado? We had rain last night, and then we have wind today. So it's sort of the wind part made me think of your windy Colorado area. Monique says, hey, y'all. Hello. Welcome. You're currently having, is it lumpia or lumpia? I should probably know this. But also let me look up a picture and drool over it, because Filipino and Indonesian variety of spring rolls. Sounds delicious. Sounds delicious. Savory mix of pork, cabbage, and other veggies. Yes, please. Can I have some? Can you send them digitally? Like, I still would love to have some of the future technology that, like, the Jetsons promised, of, like, flying cars and things that deliver instantaneously through the internet waves. Things like that. But yes, sounds delicious. Kara, hello, welcome. How's your corner of Colorado? You're having a bacon, hard-boiled egg, potato cakes, and waffle. Ooh, sounds like a full breakfast. Nice. Because potato cakes, essentially hash brown type things. Bacon, egg, hash browns, waffle. Delicious. You would not think that I just ate. I had a chicken and cheese quesadilla, essentially, with some side of ranch dressing. A side of plant-based ranch dressing, which I'm not entirely sure cancels out the cheese that was actually in the quesadilla. But you know what? We're gonna deal. Monique says, I started writing a post Baldur's Gate 3 fanfic, which involves a huge wedding. Ooh, nice. Monique says, in terms of the poll, the bad guys have been defeated. Ooh, there's going to be a total brawl between the vampires and the actors in a speakeasy. Fun. Very fun. You also recently beat Pokemon Legends ZA. Nice! Congratulations! I have never actually beaten anything Pokemon, so props to you. I'm very impressed. And there's also one plot point in the game that gives you an idea as to regards to the bad guy's hideout. Ooh, I love that. That's the thing. You can take inspiration from just about anything when you're a writer, which is great. In the northeast of Colorado, it's cold and overcast, but no precipitation yet. Gotcha. You're having another easy day food prep wise. Tomorrow you roast the turkey and cook the sides. Full disclosure, the sides are pre-made and frozen. You got them from Costco, which is absolutely fair, especially if they taste good and they allow you to, reserve your energy, which is great. We Mom and I roasted the pumpkin yesterday, and I had forgotten because it's been a really long time since we've done a full pumpkin roast. Just how many steps there are, because one, we put a face on it for Halloween, and then it sits around and we have to sort of like maneuver it in the kitchen and whatnot until we're ready to bake it. Poke holes in it with a big old barbecue fork tine thing, so it doesn't explode in the oven. You gotta put it on a sheet pan in case it dribbles. Stick it in the oven for like, I want to say close to 4 hours, like somewhere between 3.5 to 4 hours if it's a big pumpkin. If it's smaller pumpkin, you can go less time. Then you have to let it cool. So like once you take it out of the oven, you cut the top off and you let it cool. Then you have to cut it into pieces and peel it. And then you have to food process it to your pureed level, desired level. And I'm like, I don't remember it being this many steps. But that's probably because Mom didn't let us use the food processor when we were kids because she was afraid we were going to lose fingers. But yeah, so we roasted and pureed the pumpkin yesterday. And so today we will actually make the pumpkin pies ahead of time. So they'll be ready tomorrow. I think my mom wants at least two pumpkin pies, so that she can have some for breakfast and some for the Thanksgiving feast. But yeah, because we have a recipe that was passed down from a family friend who was fantastic baker. So that particular recipe is one that pretty much ruins other people's pumpkin pies for us. So it's like it's just not as good. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to the pumpkin pie tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the stuffing. I'm looking forward to the the key. I'm looking forward to all of it, but pumpkin pie will be something special because it'll be fully scratch made. So, but everything else, like we buy the pre-mixed stuffing. We buy, can of green beans. We do have some sweet potatoes, but I think Mom might take the easy way out and do the canned yams that we have in the pantry. Things like that. So we will be taking the semi-easy way this for tomorrow. I wish we were taking the easy way out for a lot of stuff, but sometimes it's better. And if we have the time and the energy, we'll do it. Otherwise, we do have pre-made backups. So, not so bad. Monique says, I could easily convert that to an old building where the speakeasy is at the ground floor and the rest of the building is a maze of hallways and stairs. Ooh, true. Because I'm trying to think, I think the speakeasies that I have heard about are always on either ground level or underground level, like in the basement somewhere. Because I think at some point they were sort of illicit businesses of the night that did not have the greatest reputation, things like that. So I think I remember most of the ones, at least most of the ones I've seen depicted in media have been underground, like in the basement of some. Anyway, Kara says, lol, I misread that as there being an old bad guy hidden in a cake. Oh no. Oh, so much cooking. Yeah. We thought about buying just the turkey breast because it's just gonna be the three of us this year, but it makes way more sense to buy the whole turkey because the whole turkey was like 49 cents a pound, but the turkey breast that still has like the rib bones and stuff in it was like nearing $40. And again, that's at the one store Mom was really looking at, which was Publix, which they can be a little high on certain things, but that's like a redonkulous. It's like 10 pounds. I mean, $10 versus 35 to 39. Yeah, you're going to get the $10 one that's more meat. So, you're only cooking for 3 people. The turkey will give us meat for a week when broken down. Yeah, we freeze so much to do turkey pot pies later, and usually that lasts us for all winter. And then sometimes we have to throw some away for freezer burn. So yeah, but I love a good turkey pot pie. It's so good. I'm looking forward to that too. At least a week or two after Thanksgiving. But yeah. This year, instead of sweet potato mash, you're making honey candied sweet potato cubes. Ooh, yum. Sounds delicious. Monique's like, yeah, I have to bake later. Yeah, and the other thing is our pie crust recipe will make 2 very large pie crusts, or 3 like decent sized pie crusts. And so if we're making open faced pies, so not having the second one on top, we could do 2 pumpkin and 1 chocolate, which is kind of my plan. My sneaky plan to have some chocolate pie. Monique says, ooh, turkey with, sorry, Monique, hello. Monique has to bake later. Mom Maggie says, turkey with orange cranberry soy sauce glaze. Ooh. The orange and cranberry is like one of my favorite combos. Love it. Sauteed Brussels sprouts and many kinds of pies. Yes. You have to make both regular and gluten-free pies. Ooh, okay. See, I would be terrified that I would not be able to fully sterilize the equipment. And so I don't know how you make both in the same kitchen. And again, that's probably because I'm not used to it, but and also because I'm not exactly the greatest at cleaning. So I'm like, is it truly, truly clean? I hope so, but I would not guarantee it. So, yeah, props to you. That's amazing. To have the time and dedication for that. But I just, like, I would be so worried that I hadn't cleaned things properly and all the way. And somehow, do you have different equipment? Like, do you have a secondary, like, small mixer and whatnot that you only use for baking gluten-free stuff? I don't know. Kara says, you have an Oster countertop roaster, ooh, which has been a godsend. It has a defrost setting, which means you don't have to thaw the turkey for several days. Yeah, we actually have the turkey in the sink at the moment with water because it was not defrosting very much in the fridge. You have 2 mixers, but still clean in between. Also, eldest can no longer have garlic, so you have to make second servings of everything. Okay, so that you don't contaminate with garlic. But it's that's got to be hard too, because a lot of the seasonings, if you're making like stuffing, you just reach for the Italian or the mixed herbs. It usually has garlic in it, so you can't use those anymore. Dietary restrictions suck, and allergies and all that. It's hard. It's very hard. We all have allergies, so you're used to cooking like it. Okay. Yeah. I think it would be harder if somebody suddenly develops an allergy or a real and like full on intolerance is kind of an allergy. But yeah, so I think it would be harder to do that full stop and change everything about how you've cooked for years versus if you knew about it sort of from the get-go. I think that must be harder to do the sudden stop and turnabout. Plus, because you know how good it tastes. You're like, but I want it. Yeah. Your son's dad is sensitive to most seasoning, so you make things without seasoning, and then your son and you add seasoning or sauce after it's cooked. Gotcha. And that's definitely a very valid way of cooking it. So that way everybody gets to eat and everybody gets what they want, which is fantastic. All right. I think I did most of my work in the bullet journal. Oops, there we go. In the bullet journal for like I did my most of my want analysis. I still have a little bit more to go. Then I started making a list of things that I am tempted to include next year specifically. So yeah, so I've done that, but I'm not going to work on that today because today I need to write. So the garlic allergy just started this year. She had an anaphylactic reaction. Ooh, so now you're making all of her pasta sauces from scratch because there's no such thing as a garlic-free pasta sauce. Yeah. Yeah. Very true. Because garlic is very, very much tied to pasta at this point. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. That's hard. Just got a text from Bestie. Okay. It's all good. Oh, you have your journal system for 2026 set up. Great. I'm still doing the analysis part because I still haven't chosen which journal. Yeah, that's how it's going. I'm very tempted to do the square for my everyday and an A5 again for the reading. But I love the extra decoration room that the B5 has. It's just, it doesn't have as many pages. So I don't want to set up all the beginning of the year things and then have to do it again mid-year type of thing. So I don't know. I'm still undecided. So, all right, let's go ahead and start our process of getting going, which you would think that I would have already done by now. But that's just how we roll. We are sometimes very slow. Okay. So 2 popped out for me, and they're both in the inverted. 39 and 36. Okay, Tuesday's doggo is Woodson. He's just happy to be here. He hasn't experienced any other emotions yet and probably never will. So Woodson has some sunshine between his ears, but not much else, is what they are implying. He's very cute, though. Very cute. And then for today, we have Marco. He heard you talking about him and wanted you to say it to his face. Why don't you share what the vet thinks of his joints since you're such a tough guy, huh? So Marco heard you gossiping about him and what the vet said about him. Oh, cute. Very cute. Let's see. The garlic thing sucks. Yeah, you learned many years ago that chewing 2 Zyrtec tablets when an allergic reaction starts can help hold off the worst reactions. Interesting. I had not heard or discovered that. Well, I'm glad that works for you in a pinch, which is great. You have your 2026 Bujo and tracker done. Nice. Fantastic. You're going to put those ones on your Christmas wish list. Which ones? The square? Which ones are we referring to? I'm sorry. I lost the thread of conversation there. The different sizes. Like the square and the I thought you ordered a square. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, A5 is regular size, B5 is big. It's like the agenda size that schools used to give out. Um, and then square is the 8 by 8. I know, they're so cute today. Woodson and Marco. Oh no. um, not you, fortunately. You learned it from a fellow writing acquaintance who does have anaphylactic to bee stings. Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Fantastic. Okay, so we got our doggos, and then we have 36 and 39, which are the moth and the koi fish. Let's see. Okay, and they were in the inverted position, both of them. So either they didn't get shuffled, or we are meant to look at both of them upside down. So the koi's message is there is always enough, and the moth is surrender now. So for the koi fish, are you feeling a sense of scarcity, afraid that you will not have enough and not be enough to meet the challenges you face? Whatever your outer conditions, they are temporary and reflecting what was set forth in the past. The koi is your ally in changing these conditions by transforming your inner beliefs about scarcity and plenty. Perhaps you have suffered a loss or are afraid that you soon will, or you have been scraping by and feeling like there are simply no opportunities available to you to better your current conditions. The koi asks you to find prosperity within by connecting to the spirit through spiritual practices. The spirit wants to remind you that your natural state is one of abundance. Remember all that you have to offer so that you can generate your own opportunities, love relationships, and even more. Even if you feel that you have little to give right now, find it within you to give to someone else, even if it's a few encouraging words, a smile, or a helping hand. Your actions will remind you that you have more than it appears, more gifts, more strength, more wisdom, and more abundance. As you give to others, your own sense of prosperity grows and your outer conditions begin to shift. Prosperity and love are yours to receive, experience, and enjoy. So that's the koi fish. It's number 36. And then number 39 is our moth, also in the inverse position. So the moth can be intense, and honesty about your own compulsive tendencies is needed right now. It is too easy to switch from one addiction to another, distracting yourself from the discomfort of uncertainty and the thoughts and emotions that arise when you are not single-mindedly pursuing a goal. The moth calls you to practice moderation in all things and recognize when you think you are headed towards the light but are really headed into a fire that can cause burnout. Why are you so resistant to letting up? Could you be avoiding difficult emotions that you need to feel and release? Now is a time to do a fearless inventory so that your own addictive tendencies can be toned down and rechanneled into enthusiastic activity in moderation. You are not a machine. Listen to the moth's message that a change is needed to support your well-being. Maybe deep down you know you have become too attached to something or someone. Let go of your need to control the outcome and allow yourself to remember the many ways that you want to channel your energy towards relationships, towards work, towards giving to others, to self-care, and to all other pursuits that you value. Interesting. It's a pretty good combo, but both of them sort of deal with being hard-headed and being single-minded. So the koi is more of like you need to get out of your single-minded scarcity mindset. And this one is just more along the lines of like being hard-headed and like stubbornly pushing through something. So we need to check ourselves for those things, essentially. Those are pretty. They are. They're very pretty. You pulled the Justice Tarot card. Ooh, nice. That's also a fun one, too. Okay, let's do... Which one should we do first? Shall we do the purple teapot? Stacy says, sure. Oh, we have an ad. Skip. I guess I need to go back into that and figure out the what in the world is the setting for the purple teapot and why I get an ad about half the time when I click on it. Okay. Monique says, at the moment, I'm creating a spreadsheet for routines. Nice. Getting yourself all set up. Okay, let's do this. 1, pull up your document or save it if you've already been working. 2 is make sure you have something to hydrate with. Go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. Breathe, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Give yourself a stretch. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes of a silent timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the end of that sprint. How'd we do? How'd we do? I did good. Got to do some calculations though. Where are we? Okay. Ooh. Did I? No. Okay. I was just wondering if I put away my my November color marker. And no, I have not. Which is great. Okay. Be nice if I could get 2 milestones today. Because I'm near one. Yeah. I'm gonna say my goal is 2 milestones. Hopefully. Hopefully we'll get there. Okay. Stacy is here. Stacy's back from physical therapy. Today kicked your butt and you are icing your arm now. Fair enough. Let's see. For the frozen shoulder, you think the recovery for that is going well. For the bicep, you're still waiting, but you've had a long time where you couldn't really work the bicep, so you're gonna have to be patient for that. Understood. Yeah. Healing takes time. Marcella said, okay, this is in regards to the poll. Your story is more slice of life, so there aren't really any big bad evils. There are antagonists, some bigger than others. And you would say that the parents are the biggest ones, that they don't necessarily mean to be. Gotcha. Missed the first sprint. You were giving medicine to your senior cat. No, kitty cats. Okay, so Monique downloaded some printables from Passion Planner to help with your planners for 2026. Fantastic. Also posted on Instagram. Nice. Stacy's not writing, but you think this is the first time you've ever been at the computer since you had your procedure. You have been on the phone. Yep. Okay. So nice. Excellent. Lexi is here. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Stacy says, I'm starting to think that my story will be a duology. So at the end of the story for this book, it's going to be the reveal of who the big bad is. Yes. Okay. So in that case, if you had a minor big bad, your choice maybe big bad evil was a red herring, not the real one, or main character is still dealing with minor baddies. Yeah. Nice. Becca is here. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. What are you up to today? Hopefully something fun. And also say hello to Snake for us. Let's see. What do I need word count wise to get to the next? Okay. I think I need, is it 1700? Nope, nope. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to need 1700 if I want to get the 2 benchmarks today. So 1700 additional. Seems like it's a lot. I may not make it, but we may. We may. You know what? Let's be optimistic. We can get there. They're definitely dealing with minor baddies at the moment. I think they're just starting to realize that the big bad is going to be a big bad. So they're starting to take it more seriously. Gotcha. Excellent. Becca only has 2 goals for the week. Finish recording the audiobook and finish scanning in news articles and taking notes for your documentary. And Snake purrs. Hello. Excellent. Good, good. Okay. Let's see. Would y'all prefer a timer with music or another silent timer for the second sprint? Silent or music? I will leave it up to first two people who specify the same thing. But yeah, so I've gotten 1,000 words, so I need 1,700 more. So I think I can do it. Okay, Stacy and Mom Maggie request silent, so that's what we're going to do. Silent with maybe a fart. I like that idea. Let's go down and see what we've got. We do have the cat yoga. Let's do the cat yoga. Okay, here we go. 1, save your document. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. Cheers. Ooh, Mama Maggie is now up to 1,641 words. Nice. Excellent. Okay. 2 was take a sip. 3 was straighten your spine or roll your shoulders up for that posture check. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, the kitty wants to know if you have stretched recently. I did get up and sort of walk around and loosen up during that. So yeah, how did you do? Okay. Okay. I got another close to 1,000 there. I think. So I did get the first milestone and a little bit more. So maybe this last sprint I can hit that extra milestone. That would be lovely. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so the next, yeah, I can do it. I can do it. I believe in myself. I can do it. Okay. Sorry, I just had a mental image of Donkey from Shrek doing the I Believe song at the end. um, anyway, yes. Okay, don't forget to do your self promo. I see several self promos up in here, so we will go through them. Monique's self promo. The holiday sale for My Ex is a Vampire is still happening, so you can get a discount on the ebook or the physical book. So check out the link. And also, Monique is going to have to get to baking. Yum, yum. Mom Maggie says free books for hashtag Dinovember Relic of Time Wars. So here's the link for the sale. Etheria Rising, number 5. Dust Shadows, number Insurgent, number 6. Exciting. For December 24th or 28th. Becca laughs. You love the cat yoga timer? Yes. Mom Maggie says, you went to get more 3 seeds seep with bee vomit, more honey. Is that what we're implying? Becca scanned an article that was particularly heavy to read, but will be good for the documentary. Excellent. Vanilla, chocolate, coffee. Oh, okay. So three beans. Vanilla bean, chocolate bean, and honey. Oh, vanilla bean, chocolate bean, coffee bean, and honey. Yes. Okay, there we go. There was the third. I was like, wait a second, where's the third? Vanilla chocolate coffee with honey. It does sound very good. Kara says, I almost forgot. New book promos are up at the Reader's Roost. Here's the link for that. Check it out. Excellent. Mom Maggie got 394 words in addition to the vanilla chocolate coffee with honey. Stacy's hubby is home, so we're starting dinner and we'll eat early. Fantastic. Sometimes an early dinner is just what you need. Marcellus has got 156 words, closing up the second chapter, but you work all over the place in your script. Yeah. They are a seed and a seed pod, not beans. Okay. Granted. I was actually wondering about cocoa earlier this week. I was like, is it technically a seed? Is it a bean? Is it a... Yeah, so, okay, seed. Fantastic. But we do call them beans, don't we? We call them coffee beans and vanilla beans and cocoa bean. Yeah, so we call them all beans, but they're all seeds. Interesting. I wonder why we call all of them. Because vanilla, like the size of them, I would think should be called seeds because they're smaller. The coffee and the chocolate, maybe because of size, I could see why they might be called beans. Maybe it's because of the pod. I don't know. Anyway, let's do another sprinty sprint. Do we want another silent and just go silent today? Is that what we want? Scroll, scroll. Mom Maggie is channeling your inner female main character, Daisy, who's very literal. She spends the whole Relic of Time Wars series arguing that point about them being seeds and not legumes. Stacy says to Mama Maggie, the link is not working. And yes, we're voting for silent. Okay, great. How about the Rainbow Record? We haven't done that one in a while. Okay, so 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How'd we do? I'm not sure if I did enough, but we're going to find out. Okay. Yes. Yes, I did. Excellent. Fantastic. So I was able to get both of the next milestones, which is wonderful. Puts me maybe within striking distance by the end of the month. We may go over a day or so, but not bad. So we are here on the vial. So not bad. Not bad indeed. Also, I forgot to change the banner for to the third sprint. Well, okay. The Rainbow Record worked nicely with your lo-fi. Fantastic. Good. Here's the Relic of Time Wars series link. Thank you, Mama Maggie. You're also listening to Coming Home by Cadmium, Arc North, and Rival on repeat while writing this particular section. So there's the link for that. You want to make this the theme song for your channel, but since the artist had falling out, you can't get the licensing. And the one time you played it on a stream, you got a copyright strike. That sucks. I'm sorry. You do like it slightly faster than the original and play it at 1.1 speed to make it more upbeat. Gotcha. Here's the playlist for Stacy's current work in progress. Nice. Stacy's dinner is ready, so you're headed out. Enjoy. You're going to need a snack later since you're eating so early. Fair enough. Maybe you can have brownies or popcorn or something like that, sort of as an evening treat. Marcella got 189 words. You finished your second chapter and added a new opening into the third. Nice. Also did some formatting. Very nice. That way you don't have to do it all at the end. Not a bad idea. Becca recorded some fun 70s and 80s commercials that you can use for some reels and TikToks. Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. I love that idea. Fantastic. Yes. All right. So for our poll today, we have sort of gone back and forth between the winner. We currently have the main character defeats the big bad evil as our winner. So 45% of our main characters are defeating the big bad evil. 36% are still dealing with minor baddies. 18% say the big bad evil was a red herring and not the real big bad evil. And none of our big bad evils have slipped away, which is probably good for our main characters. So that's how that falls. All right. I will hopefully see y'all on Friday, and let me know if y'all are doing any Black Friday shopping. I don't anticipate going out to shop again until maybe Tuesday of next week. If that. I don't know. I'm going to try and avoid the stores because the flu and all of that have been going around. And the stores were super, super crowded over the last couple of days. So I'm just going to, we have what we need. We really do. We have what we need. We have the essentials. There's no reason to need to go out to the stores. So that's hopefully going to last. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day and a wonderful Thursday, Turkey Day. Save me some stuffing. I mean, I'll have stuffing here, but stuffing is like my favorite. Dressing, stuffing, whatever. So save me some dressing and gravy because that's my favorite. And pumpkin pie, but I'll have pumpkin pie here, so you can eat your pumpkin pie. It's fine. All right. Thank you very much. I will see y'all soon. Bye. Don't forget to save.